Can we run that water again through here?
Sure. Yep.
Right now, this will tell us if the trap is inside the home. Mine's in pretty good shape right here. Looks like it at least.
Pretty good.
So I don't see anything yet, so I don't think we should have had water by now if it was inside the home. Now we'll go forward and see if we can see this Y here.
That's on the bottom of it.
There's the water coming in right there. See how water's coming in here?
Uh-huh.
There's the Y right there.
That's the one?
Yep.
Seriously.
Right there.
Still kind of missing it.
So I'll show you. It's kind of hard with the water now. But right here. See how the water's all coming in here?
Oh, shit.
Right here?
That's a hole.
That's a Y right there.
That's a
yep,
Y right
that's a
there?
hole in the pipe there. You see that?
So is it not this Y over here, though?
No, because we are going away from the house.
Yeah.
Right now we are outside, right underneath the foundation, basically.
Yeah.
So you have a Y for that storm trap right under the foundation, or right outside the house foundation. But there is no storm cleanout for that trap. So we're going to camera the rest of the line though, since we're here, and just make sure that nothing else is obstructing flow. See, we're flowing beautifully out of that trap and into the main sewer right now.
Yeah.
Alright, we can go ahead and turn that water off for now, so we can see a little better. And that's the main.
That's the main?
That's the main. I could see where you used to have roots, where you blew them out at. This sewer looks really healthy. No cracks anywhere. This is a really healthy sewer. We know that your storm system right now is flowing beautifully into the main sewer. So the only thing I can, guess is that basically either your interior waterproofing was struggling to keep up with the water.
Yeah.
So, it's possible that it's not the trap. It's possible that the waterproofing in here is struggling to keep flow when there's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Or it's an issue with the trap. Or the city backed up. But if you said your neighbors had no water coming up in the basement, then it's not the city.
So going back to that Y, right?
Yep, we're gonna go back to it right now. I have to find it again.
That's like a bunch of resisting.
No, that was just a turn. There it is. Right there.
So that's, and that's outside, about how many feet you reckon?
So,
Here's what I'm asking, right? So, this should technically be too wide. Because this is pitching out this way. I can't remember exactly how many feet it went out, but this connected in the yard as well.
it's connected in the yard as well?
Yeah. So it's not going boom, it's going out that way.
Well, that could be tied onto the storm line. Did you guys see a trap through that? So it's about, I don't know how many feet it was, 6 feet, 7 feet from, yeah, about 7 feet from that cleanout.
Yeah. So we didn't see a wire through here. No kind of trap or anything, it just went straight to the main joint. That kind of be upside down, or the way it's going, you can tell whether that wire is to the left or to the right.
I really can't. I mean, I'm not really aware of how it's turned in there right now. Let me turn this on just a little bit. Just make sure that it's the same wire we were looking at. Where was the house built?
That's a good question, I forget actually.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I bet you that's tied onto it too. I bet you that's tied onto the same storm line. That probably wires into the track too. We could figure that out real quick.
So is it actually water coming out of that hole?
Yep. You couldn't see it?
I can see it now, yeah.
It's coming right out of there.
Water's coming out of that Y, if that is a Y, going into the main.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. How they built the system. Look here. This is gonna show us.
And that's outside? It's crazy.
Yep.
still kind of flowing through the whole.
Well, yeah, it is gonna for a second, so I'm gonna let that simmer down there.
So based on how that's flowing out, still no way of telling whether it's a trap issue. So you bust it.
Yeah, no, there's no way I know it's anything. All I know is that the issue, again, only possibility is if the main sewer from the city came back. That's the only other possibility. But right now, we know that it's nothing to do with your line itself, and it has to do with before this Y. I don't know if it's in the Y. I don't know if it's in the trap. I don't know if it's in the line to the trap. I don't know if it's the waterproofing itself. But I know that it's your storm system specifically. Whether it's the trap or whether it's the waterproofing system, wasn't able to carry the water to the trap proficiently. I don't know. And because we have those storm traps laying out, there's no way I can know. Because I can't camera through there. So once that water settles down, I'll turn this on again.
Well, I can stop.
So he cameraed through there though?
Camera through there.
Did you get that on record?
I did.
Do you have that with you?
Pretty sure I can find it.
Okay. So now that that's slowed down, I'm going to turn this on over here.
Yeah, I can find it. Find it real quick.
Yeah. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
See how it's coming in out of there again?
Yeah.
That's connected to the same storm line. That is why you had water coming up every floor drain.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you in that time, you could have still flushed the toilet without it coming up the floor drains. Because the main was probably clear. So it was before it got to the main.
So that line, this line,
Yep. Yep.
is connecting outside. So it's got to be a.
All these lines, we'll test it with this one too. We'll make sure.
Freaking in.
We'll make sure that that's not a sewer floor drain. Yeah. This one is storm 2.
Storm 2?
Yep. Yep, if it wasn't storm, we would see flow right now. There would be flow on the bottom of the pipe. Because we're basically sitting right behind that cleanup. So if this was tied right into the sewer, we would be seeing flow going through there. It's not flowing until you get to that Y again. Which just straight up tells us that all these floor drains are strictly on the storm system. It's flowing right into there. Right through that Y.
And that wire is out about 6 feet, you say?
Yep.
So
6
you
feet
don't
from
have the
there.
kind of, you don't have the kind of thing that, I'll turn it off for you now.
Thank you.
You don't have the kind of, system that can tell you what a camera head is, huh?
A locator?
Yeah.
Not with me, no.
So typically where they connect, there should be a trap.
Yep. Typically, there's going to be a trap right before it goes into the sewer. Actually, typically, that's not what it is. Typically, there's a trap in here with an access point.
Exactly.
And then it would, trap, and then basically, usually they would tie on like a Y, like right under the foundation. That's usually where that Y would be right under the foundation. Your case is very different. It's 6 feet ahead of here is where your Y is. So it's a little more of a unique system. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of houses in Detroit with the same system, but it's not the most commonly seen. That's for sure.
6 feet out, probably about 6 feet down.
So what you could do, so we'll stop recording that. Okay. Now, just so you know, our whole conversation's on there, so you can go back and listen to it if you need to. I'll have the email, the office email you over the copy, okay? So what you also could do, like I said, is instead of messing with that storm trap, because we know that storm trap has flow.
Yeah.
We know that, it flows beautifully.
Right.
Maybe it's a combination of some scale buildup in there, or the system isn't being proficient as it used to be. I almost would point you right towards putting an overflow pit in first. It's going to be your cheapest option, and it's going to be a lot easier than digging up out there. That's for sure.
So the thing is, like I said, when it gets, it'll get high. Like we had this off, so this was like that, and water actually got inside of it.
Right.
So it's getting up high here and high here.
Yep.
And it's getting high here.
Yep.
So we put a trap system back there. What would stop the water from?
That's what it's for. It's going to. That's the lowest point.
Yeah.
So that's where we would put it. But the thing is your whole system would be filling. So that system is meant to where if the whole system gets to a certain point, it's going to start going to that sump pit only. Once that level gets to a certain point where it's no longer going out to the main sewer, it will only go into the sump pit.
So my understanding is the water has to be completely over the floor before it gets to something.
No, it has to get basically almost to the floor level, and then it will probably about 2 inches before floor level.
Yeah.
That's when it will start overflowing because. So if here's your storm line back there, okay, we put a T on its back pointing up, okay, with a 90 going into the pit. So the pit's like right here. Here's your storm line.
Right.
If that whole system fills up where it's not supposed to, but it fills up all the way and then comes up into that T over into the pit, by that time that's when these will almost start to be backing up. But then that water will all be going into the pit, saving any water from coming up into the floor. Essentially, this whole system has to back up for water to be coming out of these floor drains. The whole storm system is going to be backing up. So by putting that pump anywhere on the system, it really doesn't even have to be back there, but that's where we would put it because it's the lowest point. But by putting it anywhere, if the water gets over that T, it's going to go into that pit and then it'll get pumped out.
I see now.
Yep.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter the age range because it's all in one system.
Right.
If one is overflowing, they're all overflowing, and we just take the water out.
Exactly, yeah. So usually what we would do with that to make it perfect, a perfect system would be backwater valve out there, okay? One main backwater valve on your main sewer line,
Yeah.
so that nothing from the city can come in. And then in here, a backwater valve, or some overflow pit to protect the water that's inside the house, keeping it going outside. That's generally what we would do.
Let me ask you this question, Matt. Should I be writing this down, or could you email me?
I'll email it all over to you. It'll all be
Email that to me, man.
Yep.
Give me the cost of that, and
Yep,
time and everything.
a perfect system. I will send you an estimate for that.
Yeah.
Just roughly, I can tell you right now, for us to excavate outside, put a backwater valve out there, and then put a sump overflow pit inside the home, roughly would probably be around 10 to 15 is around what we would charge for something like that. Yeah. That's a rough estimate. I'll send you official numbers, but I just wanted to let you know